Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to another exciting, well, hopefully going to be a very exciting live event dealing with high heel shoes. Of course, as you know, we are running our series on high heel shoes tagged High on Heels. Um, I'm doing this introductory speech because of people who are going to be watching it later. Many of my audience haven't tuned in yet, so we'll just take a bit of time to wait for people to come right in. I see that people have started to join. If you're here and you can hear me very well, I would appreciate if you can indicate to me that my audio is tip top. So I see, okay, someone joined and left. So let's just wait, give it some time and give people some time to join in. But once you join in, people, indicate to me that my audio is crisp, that you can hear me, and then that you can also see me. Um, okay, I see that one person is here with us. Please, when you do come in, indicate where you're watching from, indicate your name, also indicate if you are in the class, and then let me know if you can hear me clearly. Am I audible? I hope I am audible. Uh, Let me do one more audio check. Hello. Okay, yeah. Audio check indicates that I am audible, and I'm hoping that everyone um, can hear me. So, guys, once you come in and you are able to hear what I'm saying, I would appreciate it if you just let me know in the comment section. Just put a comment in the comment section and say that you can hear me clearly. If you're feeling very generous, you can also go ahead and indicate your name and where you are participating from. In the meantime, let me go on the WhatsApp group and indicate to the guys there that, oh, so I'm in the WhatsApp group trying to get people on board. So those of you who are already online, bear with me. I promise you, it's going to be a very, very bumper session. So let me just let them know that we are all ready to go, and then find out what the problem might be. Okay, people, good audio, good visibility. Thank you very much. Sisu Diamond also says he can hear me clearly. Excellent. All right. So we have four people online at the moment. Let me just push the link across to our people in the other group, and just make sure that everyone has an opportunity to connect today and just be a part of the goodies that we have scheduled. Give me one more minute, ladies and gentlemen. So where is the group? High on Hills group. Do a search. Yeah, there it is. Good. So we've spent 5 minutes. Good. 3B, Oscar, can't get that. It says 3B. Okosifa Okoro says she's from Bayelsa State in Nigeria. He or she, I can't tell exactly from your name, but nice to have you here. I've also posted in the group. The time now is 7:35, exactly 7:38. So in 3 minutes time, we'll kick off in earnest. So you guys just hang in there. Let me just indicate to the people in the High on Hills class that we are going live. Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have been following the videos, and I also hope that you have yourself been trying out your hands on some of the things that we have talked about in the past couple of days. I think we started this thing right on the mark, right on the 1st of December. So since that 1st of December, I think we've had about 6 to 7 videos. We are taking our time. We are putting those videos in uh, a playlist, and very soon I'm going to make an extra video explaining how to actually follow along, so that even if you come back um, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from today, you'll be able to follow along on that playlist and have everything that you need to know as far as we can teach related to high heel boots. So the way this session today is going to run is I'm going to it's going to we expect it to be very interactive, right? So if you have any questions that you need addressed that arises from any of the things that we have shared in the previous videos, please do ask those questions right here on the comments. However, there are also a few things that I myself have noticed from the videos that we have put out, which may not appear very, very clear. So I'm going to address those ones right now. And if you find that the things that were an issue for you have been addressed, then that will be it. Otherwise, we are expecting to have your questions. So let me share a slide here that I will use in explaining some of the things that I think might be problematic for some people. So that is the issue of mean forms. If you've had issues understanding what we really mean when we say mean forms, please indicate it in the comment section and explain, and then we will explain exactly what we mean by mean forms. However, let's start first of all by indicating, and if you can see the cursor of my mouse, that would be very well. You see that this picture on the left hand side indicates the inside part of the last, this inside part. So this inside part is known as the medial side. This outside part is known as the lateral side. Somebody asked in the last question that somebody asked in the last video that we did not indicate the vamp point. And the vamp point is simply this point here. You see, so the center line is this one that goes from tip to top right there. And then that same center line continues at the back. So you can see C here, you can see S. So this is all the center line at the back. This is the center line in front. These points are the balls of the last. So there will be one on the other side. So these 2 points. So if you draw a line using your flexible tape from the balls, one ball in the medial side to the one on the outside, the part where it intersects with the center line is what is known as the Vanp point. Now, I said to point that out because someone has asked that question. And ladies and gentlemen, if this has been a problem, locating these points has been a problem for you, please indicate it in the comments and then let me know exactly what the problem are. So the point I wanted to bring out is that this is the Vanp point. Now, the next slide. So the mean form, when you tape your last, you tape the right side and you tape the left side. You tear out both that right side and left side and place each of them on top of each other. Now, we've had questions about when you are placing them on top of each other, how do you place them? So take a look at this picture here. This is not how I did it in my own video, but I have actually read up on it and I've seen a number of other people do it. And I think that this suggestion that this person made here makes it easy to appreciate, make gives you very, very um, makes it easy for you to actually implement it and get it done. It doesn't really matter how you align them, so to speak, because what you are trying to get is the average. As long as what you have at the end of the day is something that is representative of both the medial side and the lateral side, you are good to go on your mean form. But you can see the way. So the person placed the very tip, these points that he mentioned, the alignment points. So the very tip in front and the very tip at the back. He aligned the two of them together like that, and then with that, he was able to find the middle. So you see that this small line in the middle there is what he has used to indicate the middle. So when you cut out along that middle, then you have your mean form. Yeah, the next scrap the next from I think it's Premier. Nice to have you here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Nice to have you. Meanwhile, gentlemen, my friend Scrap the Next also does very, very beautiful high heel shoes. So I'll put her, I think, yes, I've put up her name or his or her name. I'm not even sure if he's a male or female, but I've put up their name on the live stream. So when you have time, don't do it now. Don't go out of the stream, but whenever you have time, go to their channel and see some of the beautiful things that they have there. So, right. So, let's continue with our discussion on mean form. So, you cut along the middle and you have the mean form. Now, some of us are in the paid class and some of us are in the free class. Those of us in the free class, if you get your own project up to the point where you do your mean form and do the patterns that we have already taught, we will grant at least two people in the free class free pass into the paid class. But that is conditional upon you providing your mean forms and then your patterns for us to inspect. If we inspect it and we find that you have actually done a very good job, we'll be happy to bring you on board into the free class. So that's something for the people in the free class to chew upon and contemplate. The next thing I wanted to talk about is this heel height. So this is like a revision class of everything that we have done. Now take a very good look at this heel height. So when we taught the class, we said that the distance between, you should always calculate the distance between the heel and the ground level. However, note that the tip of the last, this place labeled toe spring, is not completely flat. It is not completely flat on the ground level. So, like when I did it, I placed a pencil at this tip here so that that the height you get when you place a pencil when you factor in the toe spring. So this distance between the ground and the toe is what is known as the toe spring. And then the distance between the ground and the heel base is the heel height. This heel height is what you have to calculate in order to, when you are going to market, let's say for instance, you are going to market to buy pre-made heels. You are not stacking up your own heels in order to construct your own heel. Even if you are constructing your own heels, even if you were stacking up your own heels, or even if you were making a wedge, this height is exactly, or at least very approximate to it, is exactly what you need to do so that the shoe will be comfortable for the wearer, and so that when the wearer is walking, the wearer will not tip over. So if you do not leave this space here for the toe spring, the wearer that will certainly means that you are using a heel height that is taller than the last that you are using to build the shoe. And at the end of the day, what you find is that the wearer will stand the risk of tipping over and falling. However, if you use a heel height that is too short, what you will notice is that when the person is wearing it, if it's a shoe and not a sandal, at the sides here, you know, many times when people make loafers, for instance, they complain that the sides open up. That is a problem with your heel height. Not only that, but it is very, very indicative that you have not used the correct heel height. So when you do not use, oh, someone says the image is shady. I'll share these slides. I think it's your network. It's actually very, very clear in my own on my own end. So I think it's your network that is the issue, not craft. But in any case, I'll share these slides with you. And then I would also put a link to these slides in the description of this video when we are done. But the point I'm making is just in case you are not seeing the marks that I'm making, just know that I've explained what the heel height is. It is the distance between the base of the heel and the ground level. However, so and I've said again that that heel height should match the height of the heel that you are going to put on your last, so that when the wearer is wearing it, if you put too much, the wearer stands the risk of tipping over, and the wearer certainly will not be comfortable. If you put too little, the sides of the shoe, the top line of the shoe, runs the risk of opening up each time the person matches the ground. If time the person takes a step, what you find is that the sides will open up as though you didn't get your patterns correct. Yeah, that could be a problem with your patterns. If you don't get your pattern correct, you run the risk of opening it up. But if the shoe lies very snug on the last, once it is on the last, but only opens up one step is taken. Once the wearer takes a step, then that is very, very telltale sign that the heel height that you used is not the correct heel height. In fact, that it is the shorter heel height that you have used in that case. And this goes beyond high heel shoes. If you are also making, I see many times people use lasts that are meant for heeled shoes, shoes that have heel. They use those lasts to make sneakers, for instance, flat bottom sneakers. If you don't pad the cup of that sneakers very well so that it comes up a little bit and factor in for the heel height, and you just sit the shoe right there inside the cup of the sole, the cup sole that you are using for your sneakers, you run the risk of having it open up because you have not factored in the heel height that the last maker put on the last, and that's going to always be a problem. So you see that I've spent so much time on this matter of heel height because it is absolutely important, and it is something that I've noticed that many shoemakers in our climb, certainly people who make high heel shoes, pay attention to heel heights. But the point I've just made now is that it transcends beyond just high heel shoes. It is important for both shoes, whether they are high heels or not. So when you find that your last comes with some heel, then calculate the heel height and give it that approach. And then also a very, very big problem for people who use pre-made rubber soles. So you go to the market and you buy your rubber soles. You've not calculated how much heel that those rubber soles have. Many times, because the people who make those soles already know the type of lasts that you have in the market, many times they generalize and give you heels that should match what you are doing. However, it's always important to take note that that can be the problem that you're having that makes your shoes butterfly out and not work very well. So I guess I've dwelt enough on that issue of heel height. I've seen that some more people have come in. Helen Rich, is calling in all the way from uh, Akwa Ibom State. Nice to have you, Helen. Now, I'm going to um, sorry about that. Now, I'm going to take down this slide and play a clip of a video that I have used in one of the classes. Now, I want to ask you guys, in the video where we made this pattern here, I indicated something called the center of gravity of the center of gravity of the pattern. Yeah. If you understood what I meant by the center of gravity of that pattern, now you won't find the term center of gravity used for patterns in many shoemaking textbooks. I've just used that to indicate what I am dealing with. The shoemaking textbooks may call it something else, but you know that line that we got when we drew a line from the ball here to the heel, and then drew another parallel line from the instep to that one, and then drew a right angle going upward. If you understood all of that, Turenchi, if you understood all of that, can you please indicate in the comments so that I'm sure that people are actually following with the class as it is going ahead? So I'll give 2 minutes for you guys to indicate and before I go on. So if you understood all how to calculate the length, so I guess the question I'm asking is if you understand how to calculate the length of your ankle boot or any boot for that matter, can you indicate in the comment section for me, please? I'm waiting. I'm waiting, guys. If I don't get any answers, I'll take it. Okay, Knockcraft says she understands very, very well. Excellent. Emmanuel Peter, do you get the whole point of how to calculate the length, the height of your high heel ankle boots? I'm waiting, Oima. Who else is there? Okay, Knockcraft says that she understands it. Let me just put her comment on the screen. But I don't know how to measure the length on my customer. Simple, simple. Take your tape rule from the base of the. See, are you seeing my? If you are seeing my mouse cursor, let me know. If your my mouse cursor is clear to you, let me know. Not craft. Just type yes that you are seeing my mouse cursor. If you are, if not, let me know as well. Not craft. Okay, you can't. Okay. Okay, so I think what I will do is there is a video that I'll play and share that video in this screen. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, so I'll take down this slide right now. I'll take down this slide and then I will share the video. So you guys hang on while I look for that video. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you are seeing my screen. Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. My internet went off for a bit, but I'm back now. If you can hear me, just type yes. Hello. If you can hear me, just let me know that I'm back online and that you can hear me. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Excellent. So thank you very much. So now, so let me remove this slide and share. mm, Sorry about that. So I'm trying to find how to. Okay, so I'm sharing this screen. Good. So because I'm sharing my screen, I am not able to see what you guys are seeing. So I want to check on YouTube to see just to find out that you are seeing what I intend for you to see. So give me a minute. Sorry that it appears that this class is a little bit uncoordinated, but I'm doing a lot of things all at once. Okay, excellent. This is exactly what I want you to see. Now, so the point is, so I'm going to play this video and then talk through it. So let's say you're trying to you've marked in your heel height here. So this mark that you marked here is your heel height. Now, and you place your last. So I'm going to draw. I'm going to speeding up this video right now so that it's a little bit faster than so that we can do get things done. So let's say this is your last, and that's your ball there, that's your vamp point, and that's your vamp line. So I'm going to pause this. So this right here, you see where the heel is your heel height. Now, when you okay, so let's say that mark there is your counterpoint, and the one on top of it is your back height, and that's your quarter line. Good. So you draw a line from the heel to the ball. So we start afresh. Counterpoint back height. You draw a line from the heel to the ball. Then you draw another line from the instep. So let's say that place is the instep. The instep, of course, is half of the last length. So you draw another line parallel to that first line you drew from the heel to the ball, from the instep there. Now, if you measure from the heel to the instep, so you take the measurement of from the measurement from the heel to the instep, divide that measurement into two and mark it on that second parallel line. Then draw a right angle Good. So Nordcraft, you mentioned that you don't know where to measure your from your client's feet. This point here, where my pen is marked, that is the point you should measure from your client's feet to sorry, that is the point. This point here is a point on your client's feet that you should measure up onto if the client wants a boot that gets up to her knee or his knee. So from that point there, you just measure it to going up until you get to the knee. So that when you are representing that same height on your pattern design, you simply measure from this point and mark whatever. Let's say I want a knee length boot. So you take the measurement from here on the client's feet up to the client's knee. Simple. When you are now creating your patterns, all you need to do is to place your ruler here and mark on this line and add that same measurement. When you do that, by the time the client is wearing the shoe, it will be exactly at the knee of the client. And this is very, very important for people who make costume boots, costume things, costume boots, and all of that. So let's say the contract you have is to make boots that get to a particular length. Then this is the correct way of ensuring that you get the correct length. I actually learned this principle from a cowboy boot maker. You know that cowboy boots need to go protrude and go high up there. And this is exactly the method that they use in calculating the boot heights for their boots. So that is one. So let's continue on this video. So you now, because we are simply just stopping around the ankle, and the other thing is, let's say this is where my finger is now, is where the knee of the customer is, and that customer simply wants, and but you don't, people are of different sizes. Some people's shin and laps are fatter than others. So if you have a very, very skinny customer, you can't use the same dimensions that you would find for a customer who is a little bit on the fatter side. So you find that you have to also take the circumference around wherever the top line of the boot is. So you take that circumference and then use that circumference to determine um, how snug you want the boot to. Either if you want it to be skin tight, then you are going to just use the very dimensions of the circumference that you have. If you want it to have some room, you can add 1 cm, 2 cm, 3 cm, depending on what you really want to achieve or what your customer really, really want. So basically, that is what it is all about. But let me just finish playing out this video and just see if there's any other thing. So that on top there is the top line. So the point again is that you measure from the footbed of your customer and go as high as you want. So if I was going to make an ankle boot, I probably will stop around the ankle of the customer and then take the ankle girth, the circumference of the ankle. Also know that when you take the circumference of the customer, it is also the point where this line you are going to measure. You are basically going to draw a right angle to intersect this line and then mark in 1/4 of the girth. No, hold on. Nah, I'm not going to play an advert for free for these people. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So let me remove that from the screen. So the point I'm making is that when you take the circumference around the girth, so you divide it into 4 and then draw a perpendicular line across wherever it is that you want that top line to be from. So you divided that. If you divided it into 2, that means so if you divide it into 2, because you are designing on one side, you divide the circumference into 2 to have 1/2 of that circumference. ultimately you are going to duplicate the pattern. That means you are now going to have the full circumference. However, from the middle of that same ankle girt, from the middle there, you will draw 1/4 on one side. That is 1/4 on one side, 1/4 on the other side. So that gives you half of it. Then, if you wanted to add some wiggle room, you can add an extra 1 cm on one side and an extra 1 cm on the other side. If you want the space to be more on the back side, so let's say the person, it's somewhere around the calf of the person. So you know that the back of the leg has more meat and has more volume at that side. So you may decide to add 2 cm at the back and 1 cm in front. All is dependent on you. But the point is, you know how to calculate the length. You take a measurement of the girth, which is the circumference around where the top heel should be, and then you divide it into four, mark it on that top line, and then add any extras that you may desire, as the case may be. I hope that has been very well explained. I see that Knockcraft is saying thank you so much. I'm hoping that your thank you so much means that you've understood everything that I have said. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the slides, I'm going to share the slides after this video, and you would have it to study for yourself and at your own time. And if you have any other question, you can shoot me a chat either under this video, and um, also on WhatsApp, if that is how you prefer to go about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, those were the things that I really wanted to point out. It's a high heel class, it's not a boot class, but since we promised that we were going to be making ankle boots in the high heel class, I thought it was important to point that out for you. So, the key things I wanted to point out for you is how to calculate that center of gravity line and how to use that center of gravity line to calculate the height of your boot. Having calculated the height of your boot, how to now find the girth around that height and be able to do what you want. Uh, any questions so far? I see that people are beginning to. Um, if you have any question, now will be a very good time to put those questions. Otherwise, I think we're in a good place. We spent close to 40 minutes, 37 minutes on the dot. So I think it's a good point to begin to round off um, our discussions for this evening. Does anybody have any questions relating to how to construct the high heel insoles? Shalom did a wonderful job about constructing high heel insoles, and I think it's very, very important that you guys go and check out that video. And then also, anyone who the first person to put out a picture of his own insole, and this is strictly for people in the paid class. Put out a picture of his own insole, and if we see it and judge that it has been very well done, so you have to document every step of the way, all the way from how you bent your shank, how you installed your shank, and how you ultimately created that insole. The first person to show us insoles that have been very well done will get a free leather wallet, courtesy of Pomo Bespoke. So I'm hoping that the people in the paid class will take advantage of that offer. So construct your insoles and send them in. Let us see. I won't be the judge of which is the best insole. I'll leave that privilege for Shalom, who taught the class. But other than that, I think it's a good place. Yeah. Any questions? Okay, Nordcraft is celebrating. She's hoping that she'll be the one to win it. Yeah, let's see. Let's hope that you win. Uh Emilola Adebowale, do you have any questions? Emmanuel Peters, any questions? Otherwise, I think it's a good place to round up. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the absence of any question, I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in. Those of us in the free class, I already said that if you construct your patterns, the first two people to show us patterns that are very well done in the WhatsApp group, in the free WhatsApp group, will get invited to the paid class. Bear in mind that we are going to run this class throughout the entire length of December. And hopefully by very early January, people will begin to graduate and showcase the high heel shoes that they made in the course of the class. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. It's 40 minutes on the dot. I'm very grateful that you stayed up till this point. My friend Scrap Donetsk from Crimea um, logged in at some point. You guys go ahead and check out their channel. Excellent channel that they have. Let me put their name. So that's her name there. You can screenshot it so that you can type it out and search for them on YouTube. They make excellent shoes, and I like the fact that they actually deploy very very minimal machinery in doing their craft. Excellent people. They have excellent videos and also very, very, very good videos on how to make high heel shoes. So check them out when you have the time. And then, of course, Shalom Peter, who taught us the class on how to make high heel insoles. He also has excellent video. His name is Shalom Peter Gebe on YouTube. So also go on his channel and like the videos, watch the videos, learn from them, subscribe to the channel, and then of course also subscribe to our own channel for more bespoke. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Remember the two offers that we put out for the first two patterns that get submitted. You get invited to the free to the paid class, and then for the first person in the paid class who submits his or her insole, you get a free leather wallet courtesy of Bomber Bespoke. So, ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday. Have a very, very blessed week as you step into the new week. God bless you and see you in the next one. Peace.